right, buenos dias, dear math friends. How y'all doing today? It is lesson 9.3 with your dear pal, Mr. McCarthy. We're going to be doing day one of dividing decimals. I'm going to give you a little newsflash here. This is going to be the opposite of multiplication because that's what division is. And other newsflash, it's going to be using the exact opposite strategy and maybe even a little bit what we talked about already in previous videos. So you're going to be able to divide tenths and hundredths by a one-digit whole number, and you'll be able to round quotients to the nearest tenth or hundredth. That's going to be the little bit that's going to require a little more thought, but I got your back. Don't you worry. All right. So you can divide tenths on a number line. Take a moment, read this. All right. I'll rock and read it to you. A ribbon, 1/10 of a meter long, is cut into two equal pieces. How long is each piece? Now, what they're showing you how to do is just line it up and divide. 2 goes into, and just keep with me, or just maintain place value as you always would. 2 goes into 0, 0 times, so 0 times 2 is 0, subtract, and you'll get, clearly get 0. All right? Or you can just cut your little group there in half. Then you bring down the 8, 2 goes into 8 4 times, and then you keep the decimal lined up. 4 times 2 is 8, minus 8 is 0. So you can just divide like you normally would and just keep your decimal in its place. Or you can split it in half like you would in this picture here. If you need to, pause, take a look at this picture, go back, take a look at the previous one and study it. But so far, pretty straightforward, I hope. Okay. Using that strip. So here's what I would do. I'm not going to turn you loose on these. We're going to do exactly what I would do before. I'd ask myself, can 2 go into 0? No. Okay. Can 2 go into 4? Yeah. How many times? So then I would start here. 2 times 2 is 4. I get a 0. And my answer is 0 2/10. Can 3 go into 0? No. So can 3 go into 9? Keep my decimal here. 3 goes into 9. 3 times 3 is 9. Subtract, and I'm done. Wow, these are working out so nice and neatly, right? Right, and this is 0 3/10. If you're doing hundredths, it's the exact same thing. You're just doing that extra step like you would in any other long division problem. Okay, pause, read through this, and then we'll go on. You can read this. You don't need me to read it. Okay, so this is long division like you've done before. The only discernible difference is that you've got a decimal that you're just bringing up, a decimal that you're bringing up. And then, again, I skip this step. Like, if you were going, like, yeah, because you're not really going into that 0. If you were doing 3 into 169, we don't always put a 0, 0, and do that. We just borrow that next digit. You go 3 into 16, so here I'd be going 3 into 6. Okay? Anyway, you end up getting 23 hundredths. Okay? All right. Once again, you can pause me, and then I'm going to do this in about 5 seconds. Okay. 2 doesn't, so I keep, oh, no, you get back where you belong. Why can't I find my back button? I really don't need my inner voice narrating, do you? Of course not. Get over there. Okay. So 2 doesn't go into 0, so I jump to the next place. 2 goes into 2 once. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract. Bring down the 6. 2 goes into 6. 3 times. How nice and neat. Never getting a remainder. 0 and 13 hundredths. 3 doesn't go into 0, but 3 goes into 9. 3 times, again, maintaining your place value for the most part. 3 times 3 is 9. You get a 0. Come down to 3. 3 goes into 3 once. Once again, no remainder. How lucky. It doesn't always work that way in the real world. There you go, 31 hundredths. Divide decimals with one decimal place by a whole number with regrouping. Divide 8/10 by 5. Okay, so you'd start as normal, or you can do the 5 goes into 0, or you can skip that part. Here's 5/10 divided by 8. And I think they're going to overcomplicate this a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Okay. So this is making it a little bit convoluted here. what they're saying is you're dividing by 5, so you've got a tenth, a tenth, a tenth, and a tenth, and then 3 left over, and then you're going to bring them to the hundredths place. Okay? I don't love how the illustration is doing that. What I like to do is I just start dividing. With decimals, I just divide. And I'll go 1 times 5 is, okay. 5 goes into 0, 0 times 5 is 0. Bring down the 8. 5 goes into 8. 1 times 5 is 5. You get 3. Then you can always add a 0 at the end of a decimal. So you bring down the 0. Okay. What this is showing you right here is this 8 tenths minus 3 tenths, and it's putting the 3 tenths into the remainder to get 30 hundredths. Now, how many times does 5 go into 30 hundredths? 5 goes into 30. 6 times 5 is 30. I've got nothing left, so it should be 16 hundredths. Again, straight up division like you've done before. Okay. So then the I don't love how the picture is doing this, but that's what it's doing. So it's moving those 3 tenths over here into 30 hundredths and breaking that 30 hundredths into groups of 600, 600, 600, 600, 600ths. Okay? I get what the pictures are trying to do, but it just feels clumsy at times. Okay. Why don't you freeze me and figure this out? I'm going to put my hands and face up here where it's out of the way, and I'll go through this in 5. Freeze me. Watch the countdown for when I'm going to start. All right, 7 tenths divided by 4. Well, it is 1 tenth. Oh, wait, 7 tenths divided by 4. I don't like that. 1 tenth, 1 times 4 is 4 with 3 left over. Okay? Clumsy. 2 tenths divided by 4. 4 can't go into 2, so you bring the 0 over. I'm not sure why it's wording it like this. So 4 goes into 2, 0 times 0. 4 goes into 20. Oh, hey. You know how I was skipping that step earlier? Don't skip that. Boop, boop. I know exactly why they're doing it. Okay. 4 goes into 0, 0 times, because that's giving you the 0 at the top. 0 times 4 is 0. Subtract, you get 0, bring down the 2. 4 goes into 2 how many times? 0. 0 times 4 is 0. I got 2 left over. I can keep doing this all day long. 4 goes into 20. 5 times 4 is 20 with nothing left over. So 2 tenths divided by 4 is also 20 hundredths divided by 4, or 5 hundredths. Okay, in this case, this was simpler. Down here, 0, 0, 0. Bring down the 9. 2 goes into 9 4 times. Get another 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. Boom. 5 doesn't go into 2. 5 goes into 27 5 times. Bring down the 5. 5 goes up. Keep your decimal here. 5 goes into 25 5 times. Boom. 5 and 5 tenths. And finally, 0. 8 goes into 4, 0 times. Add another 0, bring it down. It goes into 40, 5 times 8, 40, boom. Okay? How nice and neat. All of these are landing in the tenths or 100ths. Not really pushing us too hard. Okay, how did I get to 9 minutes already? That's cray. Oh, hey, check it out. Your assignment's going to be somewhere along these lines, depending on whether your teacher asks you to continue or not. As always, there's IXL lessons that go along with this. Complete everything your teacher asks and the exit slip, and I will be here to join you tomorrow or in about 2 minutes of real time. Watch for the same shirt. Maybe I just have one outfit too. Who knows? You decide. Oops. All right. Later, friends.